It finally happened. I got a job. I applied to a total of 94 jobs. I had one screening interview, and then the company that I got a job with was the only real, not real, but full interview that I had. It all happened very quickly. So I had the interview and the job offer and got that all finalized a week and a half ago. And I start next Monday. It's like a 2-week period in between when I interviewed and when I start. So now I only have a few days left of being a full-time writer. And that's what this vlog is going to be about. I'm going to be enjoying my last few days, doing a lot of writing, a lot of fun things, so I can enjoy and make the most of the time that I have left before I have to go back to work. If you're new here, hello, my name is Stephanie, and I am writing my first book, which is an adult fantasy novel that I call Project Lily. I'm currently writing draft 4, and I am on chapter 31. I am starting to make a lot of progress on this book. I'm getting further and further into it. I'm at about 67,000 words, which in my opinion is very close to 75,000 words, which is 3/4 of the way done with my novel. I do believe that once I get to that 3/4 mark, it's going to move very quickly because a lot of the scenes that I have in there aren't going to change. So I'm just going to go through and spruce those up a little bit. I'm looking forward to getting to that part because I really love the end of my novel. It's a lot of fun to write. It's a lot of fun to read, and a lot of stuff is happening, and I'm just a bit anxious to get there. But before I get there, I've got to do a little bit more writing. I'm currently in this build up to this big event in my novel, and things are starting to happen in this chapter, and then it's starting to accelerate and get larger in size. I'm also going to make a really big push to get a lot of writing done before I go back to work, because I know when I go back to work, I'm not going to have all day to work on my book. And I haven't quite figured out yet how I'm going to squeeze in writing time with everything. I have a few different options I'm mulling over in my head as far as when to write and how long to write, so I can still get my writing time in with a job. But I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. I want to focus on the next few days and see how much I get done. I just got back from my trip, and I have a lot of that post-trip stuff to do, like laundry, getting back into cooking, organizing, and now I have to get ready for a job as well. And so there's just a lot going on. Today is going to be home day. I already did my errands this morning, and I don't have to leave the house again. And I'm going to focus on doing all the stuff that needs to be done in my apartment and hopefully a bunch of writing. This may actually be the longest period of writing that I have available to me before I go back to work. I did write this morning for about a half hour. I woke up early. I'm trying to wake up early so I can get used to waking up early so I can go to my job and not be exhausted. So because of that, I was able to get a writing sprint in this morning, which was really nice. And I've already got almost 500 words. So I'm definitely thinking I'll break 1,000 today. So I'm going to shoot even higher and try for 1,500 words, and we'll see how that goes. I spent pretty much the whole afternoon switching between writing and laundry. I don't know what it is about laundry, but I tend to be really productive when I'm trying to do something while I do laundry. It can be writing, it can be YouTube, it can be anything else. I think it's because laundry is a perfect time sprint. Depending on the wash, it can take between 40 minutes and an hour, and that's enough time for me to sit down and really focus on something. And then when my laundry machine goes off and it's done and ready, that's my signal to stop, and it gives me a good break because then I have to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes rearranging clothes and putting in a new load, and I repeat the process. And of course, in between laundry, I had to have a snack break. I still have leftover lemon cake from, I think it was 2 weeks ago now. I cut that cake up into many pieces and froze all the pieces. So I just take a slice out to defrost when I want one, and that's what I did this afternoon. I wrote really well this afternoon. I finished chapter 31, and now I have moved on to chapter 32. It's been a super chill day. I really haven't left the couch. I have been doing laundry in between, but other than that, it's just been writing. I'm really focused, and I'm writing scenes that I really enjoy, so I'm being really productive. I have been struggling with this draft. There's been no secret about it. It's just taken a long time to get through. I've worked on it now for 3 months, and I'm not done. And this will be the longest time I've spent on a draft. I spent about 6 months, I think, doing draft 1, but I had a full-time job then. But drafts 2 and 3, draft 2 was done in 2 months, draft 3 was done in 3 months. And I'm on draft 4. I'm at the 3-month mark, and I'm about 66% of the way through. I still got quite a bit to go. I'll probably talk more about what I think my struggles were when I finish the vlog, because I want to see how the end goes. But I at least feel like the struggle is over. I'm going through my scenes pretty quickly. I'm not really changing too much with the scenes I've already written, just changing some dialogue and things like that. So the experience of working on draft 4 has definitely shifted from pretty horrible to now it's quite enjoyable. Hopefully that continues. I would hate to revert back to horrible. I'm really looking forward to tonight. This is going to be a scene that I've had since, I think, draft 1, maybe draft 2. And I really, this is an important scene for me to write. I enjoy writing it. There's a lot of character development in it. So I think it'll be the perfect way to spend this evening. But before I start writing, I'm gonna make dinner. I'm starving. And for some reason, I have been craving ramen noodles today. So I'm gonna make ramen noodles for dinner. It is 9 o'clock and I am done for the evening, and I did really well today. I wrote 1,900 words. I surpassed my goal of 1,500 and wrote a lot more too. I'm still on chapter 32, but it's going really well. I'm having a really good time writing it, and the words are just flowing right out of me, so I'm really happy about that. Unfortunately, I could keep going, but I'm not going to. Because I'm going to have to wake up early for work, I'm trying to also go to bed earlier, so I still get an 8 hours of sleep. So the last probably week or so, I've been trying to go to bed at least by 10, preferably like 9:30. So I try to stop writing between 8:30 and 9. So that way I can get ready and go to bed at a decent hour so I can wake up earlier. And honestly, the waking up earlier hasn't been bothering me as much. It's the going to bed earlier, because typically I write until 10 or 11 p.m. And all these days, tonight included, I have been stopping at like 8 o'clock or 8:30 or 9, depending on what's going on. And I still feel like I could write more. Like, I still feel awake. I still feel energized. I still feel like the story has more to go and I have more to give, but I have to stop. And it's just been hard to deal with. It's just like a mental change, because normally after dinner, I have like 3 or 4 hours to write. And now after dinner, I kind of only have 2. And I'm pretty sure when I start working, I'm going to have even less. So it's just hard for me to recognize, especially throughout the day, that I have such a limited amount of time at night. And then when I sit down at like 7 or 7:30 to write, I just haven't developed like a very good wind down in terms of writing. After 3 or 4 hours of writing, it's pretty easy for me to recognize when I get tired or when it's time to go to bed or when I just run out of energy for writing. And with only 2 hours of writing, I just haven't been able to find that place yet. So that's been my latest struggle over the last few days. I only have a few more days being in this weird limbo of writing and going to bed early. I think things will change a little more when I go back to work. But for now, that's kind of like the biggest adjustment I have, is going to bed a lot earlier than I'm used to. I got about a half hour of writing time in today. I'm very happy about that. It's still early morning, so I woke up, had breakfast, and wrote, and it's only 9 o'clock. I do have a fun activity planned for today, and I am going to be going antique shopping. You guys know I love my antiques. I'm going to go to one of my favorite places and just scope it out. I'm not on the hunt for anything in particular. I just want to go and have fun. It's a pretty gross day outside. It's going to rain all day today, so I figured it's the perfect time to go antique shopping. I'll be inside, and then I can come back home and stay inside away from the rain and write for the rest of the day. I'm really excited to see what's in the antique store. I haven't been in a few months to this one, so let's go see what they have. I'm back from the antique store. I did not get anything. There were a few things that piqued my interest, but overall I just didn't really find anything that I wanted to bring home with me. But it was interesting because there were quite a few new vendors in this place. It's one of those antique malls where there's like 100 or so booths and everybody has their own thing going on. And there was a few new ones that were really my kind of style and had the stuff I like to see. So that was really nice to browse through new booths and new things. Now that I'm back, it's time to get into writing. I'm going to write most of the afternoon and a little bit this evening. I'm going to try and stop early this evening just so I can get a few things done. But I'm really hoping that I can finish chapter 32 today. That's going to be my main goal. I'm not even going to care about word count. It's just finishing chapter 32. I'm currently halfway through chapter 32 and I've got another half to go. I think it will go rather quickly because this is a scene that has basically been written in the last few drafts. And so I'm just going to copy it over, read through it, add to it if I need to, change wording, whatever. And hopefully by the end of the day, chapter 32 will be finished. I am on a roll today. I wrote 2,000 words so far today, and my day isn't even truly done. And I finished chapter 32, which I met my goal, and I moved on to chapter 33. I'm so thrilled that things are moving a lot more quickly and I'm making more progress, especially because it's the end of my book and I'm going to be going back to work soon and I won't have as much time to work on it. So I feel like I'm just making this really big effort to get as much done as possible because I would like to finish draft 4 pretty soon. And I hit today 71,000 words. I've got about 30,000 left. My last draft was 105,000, so maybe I have 35,000 left. I'm still kind of hopeful that even though I'll have a job, I can spend a lot of time working on draft 4 in the limited free time I have just because I really want to finish this draft. My goal, we'll see, but I'm kind of hoping I can finish it in the next month, like maybe through May. It may go into June as well. We'll see how work pans out. But I just feel like I'm so close to the end of this book. I hate to drag it out for months, but that may not be able to be helped. I'm going to take a break. It's dinner time, and then I'll write a little more this evening. I won't vlog this evening just because I think I'm only going to have like 30 minutes or an hour, and I won't have much to say after that because I'm starting a new chapter. Like I just got on chapter 33. I'm a few paragraphs in, not very far. And so I won't have much to say about it tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to start off with my fun activity, which is going to the beach/ocean. I'm going to go to one of my favorite spots to go to. I go there frequently, and I'm going to be sad that I really won't be able to go as much now that I have a job. I really loved going during the weekdays when it wasn't very crowded. And now that summer's approaching, it's going to get even more crowded, especially on the weekends. So I'm going to soak up the last little bit of mostly unpopulated beach time I have. I also love going to the beach just because it's a way for me to clear my mind. And a lot of times I go there when I'm trying to work through a problem with my book. I have quite a bit of a problem with my book going on. I'm slowly working through it in my head as I am writing the end of it. And that's going to be a whole nother vlog about what's going on with that. I don't know if it's the sound of the ocean or just like the expanse of it, but I find it a very peaceful place where I can think through things. There's not much distractions around, and I can just enjoy some quiet time to myself. I had a really amazing time at the beach. It was really, really nice, slightly cold, but it's gonna warm up a lot more today. The waves were actually really large. It's the largest I've ever seen at this location. There was a lot of water crashing on the rocks and spray coming up. It was really cool to see. I really love that spot because it's on a peninsula, so you really get to see like views from all around. So I just go sit in different places and take in the view for a while, and then I head back home. It also wasn't very crowded, which was nice. I hate when it's crowded because it's just not so peaceful. And so really there was no one there, just a few people fishing and a few people walking around, and that was it. So it was a really nice way to spend some time to myself and just appreciating everything I got to see this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into writing. My beach trip took most of the morning, and I actually have an appointment this afternoon that's gonna take a few hours. So I'm not really gonna have a lot of time to write this afternoon either. I want to get one small writing sprint, probably a half hour in, before I leave for my appointment. And then when I come back, I will have the rest of the evening to write. And I'm gonna try really hard and make the most of it. I'm still on chapter 33, so I'm gonna make it my goal to finish chapter 33 today. I think I'm gonna be able to do it just because I'm so motivated and I've had some really high word counts over the last few days, and I just am so driven to try and finish this book in the next month. And I'm gonna work as hard as I can to accomplish that goal. I'm done for the evening, and I had a really amazing, productive day. I'm really proud of myself. I got so much done. I wrote 1,700 words today, and I finished chapter 33 and moved on to chapter 34. I did a lot. Considering I really didn't have much time to write today, I'm really happy with 1,700 words. It's more than I ever thought I could do today. And I love when that happens because it just helps me to end my day on a high note. This will be my last day as a full-time author. I have to admit, I'm quite sad about it. I've really enjoyed my unemployment time where I could sit down and write all day. and spend pretty much every waking moment I could on my book. It was so nice. But unfortunately, I do need to pay my bills. I'm not really sure yet what my writing system is going to be now that I have a job. It's a little bit different than the job I had before in terms of working hours and things like that. So I have to really experience a few weeks of it before I can figure out what is going to happen with my writing. I've already started thinking about where can I squeeze in time here and there to write. Obviously, I won't have 3 to 8 hours at my disposal every day anymore. It's going to probably be more like 30 minutes to an hour, again, depending on how much time I choose to dedicate to this. But rest assured, I'm not going anywhere. I will still be making my writing vlogs, and I'm still going to be writing my book. Draft 4 really has not been the best draft for me, so it's been really nice to end this vlog and this year of unemployment on such a high note, being so productive and writing a lot of words. I think I wrote 1,500 words at least every day. I can't remember how much I wrote the first day of this vlog, but I know I wrote almost 2,000 yesterday, and today was 1,700. So overall, I did really, really well compared to a lot of previous days in the last few months. And that makes me really happy. It's nice to go into this period of uncertainty over the next few weeks to know at least I tried my very best up until the end. So we'll see how this job thing goes and how writing will fit in with it, and I will certainly let you know in the upcoming writing vlogs.